I'm trapped! Help me, please! Please! I'm trapped in here! Please, I can't breathe! Help! Please! Help me!
If you've ever wondered what happens when you combine the chaos of fear with the over-the-top action of Doom, you get Trepang 2. Yes, that's 2, even though the first game doesn't exist, because why not start things chaotically, right? In this adrenaline-pumping shooter, you're an escaped super soldier with amnesia, hunted by shadowy government agents. It's like Bourne Identity meets a heavy metal concert in a sci-fi lab. The gameplay is fast, brutal, and ridiculously satisfying. Picture slow-motion shootouts where you're flipping tables for cover, launching enemies across the room, and painting the walls with bullet casings. The ragdoll physics? Chef's kiss. Whether you're dual-wielding shotguns or kicking enemies into oblivion, every moment feels like an action movie highlight reel. But it's not just mindless carnage. The dark, eerie environments are packed with lore and secrets, adding layers to the chaos. Plus, the AI is smart. Enemies will flank, use cover, and straight up ruin your plans if you're not careful. It's challenging, but in a way that keeps you hooked. If you're looking for a single-player FPS that balances intense combat with a sprinkle of horror vibes, Trepang 2 is your golden ticket. Just don't expect to leave unscathed. Next game is Bomb Rush Cyberfunk. This indie gem screams retro-futuristic vibes, and honestly, it's a love letter to fans of Jet Set Radio. In this neon-drenched urban playground, you play as a graffiti artist battling for control of city streets. But here's the twist. You're not just tagging walls, you're doing it while grinding rails, pulling off sick flips, and dodging the cops like a parkour ninja. The controls are buttery smooth, and the tricks? Oh, they're endless. You'll chain together combos of grinds, flips, and spins to score points, all set to a ridiculously catchy soundtrack that you'll probably end up adding to your playlist. And let's not forget the characters. Each crew member you recruit has their own unique style and flair, making the gang feel alive and vibrant. But it's not just about skating and spraying. There's a story here too. It's quirky, heartfelt, and adds just the right touch of depth. The game is a feast for the eyes with its bold colors and stylish animations. And it's so addictive, you'll lose hours without even realizing it. So, if you're craving a game where creativity meets chaos, Bomb Rush Cyberfunk is your jam. Just don't blame me when you start dreaming in neon. Next game is the Entropy Centre. It's a game that asks the big question. What if you could rewind time, not just for objects, but to save the entire planet? Sounds heavy, right? Well, don't worry. It's also ridiculously fun. In this first-person puzzle adventure, you play as Aria, waking up in a mysterious, crumbling facility with no memory of how you got there. Classic setup. But here's the twist. Your best companion isn't a person. It's a talking AI-powered gun named Astra. Astra doesn't shoot bullets. She rewinds objects through time. Broke a bridge? Rewind it. Knocked over a box? Rewind it. Forgot to save your leftovers? Okay, maybe not that last one. The puzzles are brain-melting in the best way. You'll need to think creatively to manipulate time and physics to solve increasingly complex challenges. But it's not all puzzles. The game's story has a surprising amount of heart, humor, and a touch of existential dread as you uncover why the world is on the brink of collapse. With its sleek visuals, clever mechanics, and compelling narrative, the Entropy Centre is like Portal meets The Witness. If you love using your brain as much as your controller, this game's a must-play. Next is Lost in Random. This beautifully dark action-adventure game drops you into the world of random, a land ruled by a wicked queen who decides everyone's fate with a single roll of a dice. Sounds fair, right? Yeah, not so much. You play as Even, a brave girl determined to rescue her sister Odd from the queen's clutches. Armed with your sentient dice companion, Dicey, you'll traverse 6 unique realms, each inspired by the numbers on a die. The world is dripping with gothic charm, from the eerie characters to the surreal environments. It's the kind of game where you stop just to marvel at how strange and stunning everything looks. The combat is a quirky mix of strategy and action. You'll collect cards, roll dicey, and use your wits to unleash devastating attacks, summon allies, or manipulate the battlefield. It's like playing a board game that punches back. If you're into stories packed with heart, humor, and a touch of creepy magic, Lost in Random is one adventure you don't want to miss. If you love psychological horror and have nerves of steel, Visage is your next nightmare. This game doesn't rely on cheap jump scares. It's all about building tension until you're practically begging for a break. Set in a house that seems like it's straight out of your worst dreams, Visage takes you on a journey through an unsettling and deeply disturbing story. You play as Dwayne, trapped in a house filled with tragic memories and haunted by sinister spirits. Your goal? Unravel the mysteries of the house while trying not to lose your mind, literally. The game's sanity mechanic is brutal. Lights flicker, whispers creep in, and terrifying apparitions hunt you down if you linger too long in the dark. Each chapter of the game is centered around a different ghostly figure, and their stories are chillingly well crafted. Exploration is key, and the game rewards players who take the time to uncover its hidden details. But be warned, the tension is relentless, and the atmosphere will keep you on edge from start to finish. If you're looking for a survival horror game that sticks with you long after you've turned off your console, Visage is pure, spine-tingling perfection. Next game is Back to the Dawn. It is one of those games that doesn't just pull you in, it traps you in its world, and you'll find it hard to escape. This narrative-driven adventure takes place in a dystopian world where survival is key, and humanity is on the brink of collapse. But it's not all about fighting. It's about surviving the emotional and mental toll of such a grim setting. You play as a character caught in the remnants of a broken society. The world around you is filled with danger, both human and supernatural. As you explore this ruined land, you'll uncover dark secrets, make tough decisions, and fight against forces that threaten your sanity as much as your survival. The game's setting is visually haunting, with a rich, atmospheric design that sucks you into every corner of the world. What sets Back to the Dawn apart is its focus on psychological tension. It's a game that builds suspense and dread, forcing you to question every decision you make. If you're into survival games with a strong story and a chilling atmosphere, this one will make sure you never feel safe again. Next on the list is The Forgotten City. It is an immersive time loop mystery that will have you questioning everything you thought you knew about fate and free will. Originally a mod for Skyrim, this indie gem became a standalone game that blends rich storytelling, puzzle solving, and philosophical themes into an unforgettable experience. Set in an ancient Roman city, you find yourself trapped in a time loop where a single mistake could lead to disaster. The rules of the city are strict. If one person sins, everyone perishes. Your job? To investigate, uncover the city's dark secrets, and find a way to break the cycle. With dialogue-heavy interactions and multiple outcomes based on your choices, The Forgotten City invites you to think critically about every action you take. The game's world is visually stunning, and the way it tells its story is genuinely unique. You'll be challenged not only by the puzzles, but also by the moral decisions that shape the outcome. If you're into narrative-driven adventures with a deep philosophical core, this one is an absolute must-play. Next game is The Pathless. It is one of those games that combines breathtaking visuals with a sense of freedom you rarely get in open-world games. Set in a vast, mystical forest, you play as the hunter, a skilled archer tasked with lifting a curse from the land. The twist? You're not alone, as you're accompanied by a majestic eagle that becomes your companion, helping you navigate the environment. The game's world is massive and beautifully realized, filled with puzzles, secrets, and ancient ruins to explore. But what really sets the Pathless apart is the movement. Gliding and running through the terrain feels effortless, and it's all about building momentum. The archery mechanics are satisfying, and you'll often find yourself flying through the environment with your eagle, targeting specific spots to open up new paths. The game's story isn't heavy-handed, instead, focusing on the atmosphere, exploration, and the relationship between you and your eagle. It's a game that makes you feel connected to the world around you, and its emotional payoff is deeply rewarding. If you're into serene yet engaging adventures where freedom and exploration take center stage, The Pathless is a must-play. Next game is Far Changing Tides. It is a beautiful and peaceful adventure game that immerses you in a post-apocalyptic world of flooded landscapes. You play as a lone sailor on a journey to find a new home, traveling across vast oceans in a customizable boat. The game's art style is stunning, with a hand-painted, dreamlike quality to its visuals that will keep you hooked from the start. What makes Far Changing Tides stand out is its focus on exploration, puzzle solving, and environmental storytelling. You'll need to carefully manage your boat, repair it, and navigate through treacherous waters. The game doesn't rush you, allowing you to take your time and soak in the atmosphere. The soothing soundtrack and emotional narrative make it a deeply meditative experience. If you enjoy calming, story-driven games with beautiful scenery, Far Changing Tides is definitely worth your time. Final game is Kena, Bridge of Spirits. It is a visually stunning action-adventure game that blends exploration, puzzle solving, and combat into a magical experience. You play as Kena, a young spirit guide, tasked with helping lost spirits find peace in a mystical forest. As Kena, you'll explore lush, vibrant landscapes, solve environmental puzzles, and battle dark forces that plague the land. What makes Kena stand out is its gorgeous art style, inspired by animated films, and its emotional storytelling. The forest is brought to life with charming characters, and the spirit companions called Rot are both adorable and useful. They help you interact with the environment and solve puzzles. The combat system is fluid and fun, with a focus on timing and strategy. If you're looking for a game that's both beautiful and touching, Kena, Bridge of Spirits is a must-play. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content on the latest and greatest games. Don't forget to ring the bell so you never miss an update. Got a game you'd love to see in a future video? Drop your suggestions in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Stay tuned and see you next time.